Welcome back to Estoria-Ta. We now take a closer look at the traditional games that will be offered here at the Festival of Pacific Arts.
Hafaday Guam. My name is Arceo. I'm here at the Chief Hurrah Academy, and I wanted to kind of extend our invitation to you folks out there for the what's forthcoming, the Festival of the Pacific. And starting with, for us, here at Chief Hurrah Academy, we're actually managing and spearheading the traditional games. All right. For now, I actually sit at the chair, and of course assisted with some of our students and parents who are actually supporting us behind the scenes. But we have these traditional games that are actually going to be a part of the festival.
Through the duration of the Festival of Pacific Arts, all you have to do is visit Guerrero Field. Not for home runs, but husking. Not for triple plays, but Talaza throwing, to name a few.
The games, the traditional games that we have are basically, they're integrated with some ancient and Spanish colonization, and also Western traditional games that pretty much that we've kind of fast forward into the 21st century. But some of these games are, for example, the husking, the grading of the coconuts, the games for coconut relay races. We also included Talaza throwing, which is our net throwing. Okay, and then we also are looking at some of the other games that typically we see in today's community, which is the tug of war with Manhalan Tali, and we're also including some duk-duk races, which is around here. We just kind of do our collections of duk-duks throughout the island, and then we've formed just pretty much on the ground races. The fastest duk-duk obviously will be the winner. But the purpose of these games really is to integrate our camaraderie. Our visitors who are actually coming to the islands here in Guam, we want to be able to actually showcase this togetherness, being able to share each other's games. So this is our opportunity as the people of Guam to showcase what we have in terms of the games, and also share with the other islands who are our participants, Western Samoa, American Samoa, Hawaii, Fiji, as an example. So they have games too that we are going to be introduced to, and that we are going to prepare these traditional games. So we have an opportunity to actually share these games with them. So some of these games are going to require some materials, local materials, such like, of course, duk-duk is one of them. And lots of coconuts, of course, because we're going to be husking these coconuts and also grading them. And then some of these raw materials, as we gather them, we also extend our invitation to our community. So if you have a lot of duk-duks around your place, or even coconuts, or anything that is a natural resource that we can utilize, we extend that invitation to also bring your donations to our school here at Chief Hurrah Academy, and perhaps maybe we can utilize them during these events.
According to Ray, the games are something he grew up with. Every weekend, it was on.
It's usually within my siblings, my relatives, for the most part, yeah. And it, it never fails. Usually every Sunday when we get together as a family, we bring that out, and then we alternate, and we go from one game to another.
They played games like Jonka,
where we have this board, and it has holes within these boards, and the objective is actually use the shells to actually transfer one shell to the other. And you have two players, and they actually alternate with respect to until all the shells actually end up in one end of the chunka board. Okay, and then of course that person is the winner. Other games also was pretty much like the stick dancing games, where we utilized the balas or the piao, which is actually we just kind of tap on the ground and we do a crossing, and then we kind of play with each other in that respect. And we do that a number of times until we actually get a pattern down. And usually the quickest person, it gets faster and faster, and usually the quickest person would outbeat another person just based on the movement and the patterns, until such person does not complete that pattern or game correctly. And then of course the winner would always be the quickest one.
Aside from games like chonka, during FestPac, you'll see other games that might require more skill.
In addition to that, we also have the atupak making and throwing. It's a little challenging simply because we're also looking at the safety and welfare of our visitors as well as our participants, because the sling that has to be made, and then we're going to demonstrate, to actually utilize and throw the sling. And so we're going to need a large area to actually demonstrate that. And also the spear fishing, the fiska, to be able to actually throw it, strength, the farthest distance. Pretty much games like that, usually it portrays strength, okay? And then, but it's actually utilized also for a sport, fishing, for example, being able to catch fish using the fiska. Likewise with the talaja throwing. Although we may not see it as games, but they're actually sports that we utilize even in to 21st century today. And in this case, being able to throw the talaja, once we do a layout of coconuts that are on the ground. So when they throw the talaja, it's the most coconuts that they can actually catch or harvest all at one time. And then it actually demonstrates their skills, being able to actually throw the talaja, the net. Now, it's a little difficult because the individual needs experience, because it's not easy to actually throw it and understand the actual nature of handling the talaja. The intent of the game is to actually bring harmony and cohesiveness from one traditional game to another, where we actually share each other's skills, experiences. But we do have as we narrow down to the best of the best within the specific categories, then we do have prizes for them. Okay, these are prizes that are also provided from our corporate sponsors locally, as well as within Horao's prizes that we do want to give out as well. So yes, as each member, each participant, not limited to one or two, but also group participant games, we will provide prizes for the winners, for all the competitors, and then finally in the end, we're going to narrow down to actually the champion, the best of the best. This team or group or person is actually has portrayed and demonstrated the skills necessary to be the best and be recognized.
And that's our show. Make sure to check out the Festival of Pacific Arts running through June 4th. And for the complete schedule, make sure to download the app for Android and iOS. I'm Sabrina Salas-Matanani. We'll see you next week for another edition of Estoria-Ta.